Hello, my name is Rookie Pilot, and I was recently told that my content is too broad. Flying airplanes over here, restoring cars over here. So today, we are working on a trailer. I thought to myself, what's something we haven't done yet? So this trailer belongs to my suegro, and if you could tell by the shape, it used to be for a jet ski. But my suegro doesn't live near any body of water, nor does he own a jet ski. We're going to make it into a light-duty utility trailer. We are going to square it off so it's no longer boat-shaped, and at the same time, we're gonna make it pretty, remove a lot of the rust, and address some of the safety concerns here. And by safety concerns, I'm talking about some of these dodgy welds that are on the axle, as well as on the leaf springs. Literally what holds your wheels to the frame. A trailer hitch that pivots. But before any of that, we're gonna blast it. No, not that kind of blasted. Ah, ya veo. Tú dices el otro tipo de blasted. With the axle removed, we have much better access for the spots that we need to grind and re-weld. In terms of efficiency, since we do have a lot of flat areas, we're going to be using a combination of sandblasting, wire wheels, and one of my favorite tools, a poly disc. These are really awesome for stripping metal. They don't get too hot, so it will protect it from warping. Like for stripping body panels, one of these is perfect. Okay, so we got a lot of it stripped down to bare metal on the flat areas. But for all the places that the angle grinder can't reach, we're gonna blast it. We could have just started off with blasting, but the thicker the layer of paint there is, the more the media struggles. But I also like to run a recollection system, which consists of, well, it should be some tarps bigger than this. We have a funnel and a strainer to run it through, and also a collection bucket. So once that tank is empty, we collect it all, run it through a strainer, and recycle it. It can be used probably like 2-3 times. By the 4th time, it starts getting too fine, where it kind of struggles to take things off. Every time I do this, I remember how much I dislike doing it. We can see it definitely took off a lot of paint. A lot of the spots that are still white is where I was saying that it kind of struggles a little bit, where it's really thick. So we're about ready to blast the axle. Where's Ozzy? Wow, ¿cómo los hacen tan grandes? Why are all of these a different size? I'm just realizing now that the shackles we're doing absolutely nothing. It's these shackles that are holding the leaf spring onto the axle. Alright amigos, we're on to task number 3 now, which is the fenders. Now these have a very thick paint, so I'm not even going to try sandblasting it. I'm going to go straight into the poly disc, but the axle is pretty much grayed out. Now there is some white areas where the paint was really thick, so we're going to have to hit that with the angle grinder. Pretty much all we have left to strip other than the other one. Then we can start reassembling things and get into the fabrication part of this. Guys, I'm not too sure what's going on here, but this bottom part of the fender had this like extension, and it's like brazed, or I know that's old school. It's like 3 pieces of sheet metal down here. It almost looks like a license plate. This was also filled with Bondo, but I might just lay a bead with the MIG here. This one fender has seen better days. I'm not excited to see what that one looks like. I also got bit by the angle grinder. Felt like I got punched in the chest. We're gonna coat the frame with some of this chassis saver. I've never used it before, so we'll see if it's good. It says it can be both sprayed and brushed on. Look how it's bubbling, what the? I don't like that, it kind of looks like Venom from Spider-Man. These fumes are getting me kind of lightheaded. Speaking of lightheaded, where is Ozzy? Alright, we got this one all coated up now. fully blacked out. Looks really nice for an area that will not likely be seen. But while this is drying, we're gonna address some of the welds on this. So we gotta grind these down and then lay another bead on here. Well, I just noticed I melted the tarp. But anyway, we got most of those bad welds grinded down and grinded away. Well, I'm not gonna say these are my best welds. They are at least better than the ones that were on there previously. All right, now the fun begins in figuring out how we're gonna lay all of these. Okay, so now that we got our 8-footers, we can now start planning for the front and back support in order to square it off, which are going to be just shy of 46 inches. All right, so with these 2 pieces cut out, now we have a squared off frame. Let's do some trimming, maybe some tacks, then we can finally finish this up. Guys, I f***ed up, and I mean like really f***ed up. And I didn't even really notice until everything was already fully welded. Can you guys see what I'm talking about here? Some of you might have noticed it while we were making it, but I made it too long. And what I mean by that is specifically this corner right here. To back this thing up, he's not even gonna be able to turn any because he's gonna hit these corners. So that means we have to bring this back about a foot. I think right here should be fine, but that also means cutting, welding, grinding, repainting, and another trip to the supply store. Well, we fixed it. As you can see, it's now to the correct size, and there's plenty of room here for that turn angle. She's all welded up, ready for attempt number 2 at this. Just gotta throw a little bit of paint on there and we should be a-okay. Ow! These struts are they're going bad, and it just smacked me in the dome. But we already got some 2x6s and some hardware. This is about to be a pretty sick trailer. Not only that, but now we've planned to do some more improvements on it. We're gonna add a little rail system, which the first time I went to the metal supply store, I bought the wrong angle iron, and we can now use it. So now it's not a waste of money, but I did spend most of the day chasing supplies. So we're gonna go ahead and resume this tomorrow. Actually, guys, I just had an amazing idea, and I'm talking amazing idea. What if we use the piece that we cut out? You get what I'm saying here? We make a little gate. I'm gonna discuss that with Sweggle. We have a meeting tomorrow at 8 a.m. And by meeting, I mean a breakfast date at IHOP. Yummy. Okay, now for real, we'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning. This thing looks proportionately a lot better now, and we have a much better turn angle. Somebody's fucking shooting outside. Anyway, it's raining again, but we gotta get her done. We gotta get her done. Also, last night, the tarp that we had over the trailer flew over the fence. Now it's all dead. The structure has like ripped into pieces, but I gotta make do with what I got. I don't even know. This thing is so messed up. Oh my gosh. It actually doesn't look that bad right now. I've never heard a Kia Soul with an exhaust like that. So something weird going on here. It just looks goofy like this. I don't think it'll squat that much to make it look flush. So I think we're gonna have to make new mounting holes for that also. So we are gonna do a little something extra, and I think you guys are gonna like it. All right, guys, we're making really good progress here, as you guys can see. We put up 12 of these uprights in order to hold the top rails, which is 1.5 inch angle iron. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of outdoing myself, but I ran out of welding gas. It is literally 4:57 and the welding supply store closes at 5. So this is gonna have to wait till tomorrow. But I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. This isn't anything like what we've done before here on the channel, but honestly, I'm really happy I took the job because it kind of just tests your brain. And this kind of stuff just broadens your ideas of what you can make. Now I'm thinking, wow, I could build a whole trailer from scratch, or I can build a cool roof rack for the van that you guys haven't seen yet. But again, I'm really happy with the way that this is turning out, but we will have to wait until tomorrow to continue and to possibly finish. Well, actually, there's one thing we can do in the meantime. Holy sh! This looks good. What the heck, man? What the heck? I'm honestly pretty proud of myself here. What in the world? Marty, I got it in the tank, but it's really wicked. I got these hinges. They're pretty cool. It's just like raw steel hinges I got from the metal supply store. They have a lot of cool stuff. But I got this angle iron with that hole in it. You guys will see what these are for in a sec. So here I am. It's still early in the morning. We got a new tank of gas. A couple welds in, and now we ran out of wire. Oh my god, that's hot. Fucking idiot. Chill. No. Alrighty, folks. We now have a working deck lid. Look at this. Oh, shoot. And it gets secured by these little pins. And it's not going nowhere. You can see how I welded that little bracket at the end of the angle iron and the other one on the lid itself. So, well, I know these welds are not my best, but when I went to the hardware store, they only had 0.30 MIG wire, and I usually use 0.24, so I had to adjust the settings quite a bit. But hey, this will absolutely work. We got the hinges welded on. I think I do want to add some pieces of angle right here, but we need to get started on the fenders as well. You guys ready to see the final results? Here it is, ladies and gents. The conversion is now complete. You guys hear that peacock? There's a peacock over there, by the way. We now have a 4x7-ish foot utility trailer. That chassis saver looks really nice once it's all dry and set. And it is plenty sturdy. I like that we added these 14-inch rails. It just makes the versatility of this thing a whole lot better. On top of that, it makes for really good tie down points for your ratchet straps. I'm honestly jealous I'm not keeping it. I am really happy with this result. I did what I could with the fenders. They were honestly too far gone. They for sure had been tampered with a couple times before. I also have to bolt in the wood, but that's honestly the easiest part. All in, I would say we were around $300 to $400 in materials, which is not bad considering a new one will run you around $2,000 and about 20-ish hours in labor. So if you really wanted to, you could probably knock this out in a weekend. So I would highly recommend it to anybody who's looking for a cheap trailer build, because you could find jet ski and boat trailers for pretty cheap online because they're not as useful as a utility trailer until you convert it yourself. So that is it for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it useful. I will see you guys on the next one.